You drink
with bread.
with bread.
3 pieces of flat bread.
With egg inside.
You add into my butter. So when I carry it to the man, say carry it to the man. When you give it to the man, then you must come back to the car.
So the food make you now, you carry now so you can go convince your friend now.
Yeah, when I give it to the man, the man say thank you. I say okay. The man say, oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going right car. So one of my friends called me.
And the same man you going to now.
Yeah, I say man.
And the man tell you say he want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man, he say clean the car. Then they are two now.
In a Jeep.
In a G. Then they are two.
A big Jeep. Oh.
Yeah.
That wins.
Black BG, photo G.
Photo G.
Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
Air condition all inside.
no, papi, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the water now. You can judge people.
I just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people like you can here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you talk in the question, can I say when I move from here I'll free? Can I say when I move from here I'll free? You said one talk again. I wanted to mean the whole talk clear to you, but you double in the question. Hi, land looking, hi, you looking, hi, looking. Then you want force another more word there again. Why not be looking to the top? Going to again and said they call me to the office at OSP.
The tea is to me, they come together. You say you carry the tea to the man. After you carry the tea to the man, and you come now. So what next now?
And for me, I'll not there.
Nobody, you getting there. You say asking you too much question. Hey, there's me things. Say make your egg and bread. You bring it. Okay, sorry. Now I say sorry now. Okay, sorry.
If you
I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
When I give me answer now, then you
Okay. Explain again. I'm not asking you no more question again. Okay, let's go ahead now.
go to school. The English say I need the English.
Okay, sorry.
tomorrow you'll be relaxed and enjoy
Of course.
what you labor for.
Yes.
Yes. Well, having said that, folks, let me tell you what's trending on the show today. Shortly, we'll have Adam Dempster, independent human rights investigator, will join us on the show as we talk about the rule of law and human rights in Liberia. And then at 5, we take a break. That's a musical brief out. Following the musical brief out, we'll have Bishop P. Menasa Konto, Bishop of the Mission for Today Holy Church, there in the borough of Nikutown, joining us
And
on the second and final lap of the show as we
and an aspirant.
Yeah, as we talk about
bishop politician.
Yeah. We talk about District 16 politics.
Right.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Bishop Konto is a representative aspirant in District 16. The man who wants to unseat the current lawmaker,
He has
Dixon
tasted
Sibo.
he has tasted defeat 2 times. No, we have to let the public know what is happening.
Yeah.
The bishop tasted defeat
2 times defeated representative aspirant.
In 2011, he was defeated by Dr. Edward Ford.
Yeah.
In 2017,
Mhm.
he was also defeated by Representative Dixon Sibo.
Defeat too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so folks, that's it for you. That's the menu. Like we told you earlier on, invite a friend to listen as we drive you between 9 to 6 with all of those interesting developments we have lined up for you. When was the last time you visited the Palm Grove Cemetery in Central Monrovia, Anthony?
Well, visit could be I'm entering there.
All right.
But I always pass by. Sometimes, that place in the evening time it becomes dangerous. So I'm always on a motorbike passing by. But even if you are in plane passing over there, you know that place is bad to some extent, dangerous for criminals. One, that place, if I would say in one word, that particular place should be closed.
The Palm Grove Cemetery now, if you don't know, let me tell you, it's no longer a cemetery. It's a bust grave site.
Okay.
That place is historic. That is a historic site. The Palm Grove Cemetery was enacted by the legislature on January 29, 1870. The cemetery is located on 2 acres of land. And I was there on yesterday. I just went there to see something, just to observe,
Yes.
And what I observed was so bad. The cemetery now is like a no-go zone. It's like a no-go zone. The Palm Grove Cemetery that I know, many years back, Palm Grove Cemetery will be jam-packed. Palm Grove Cemetery, sorry folks, will be jam-packed to capacity. Yesterday, you could not find anybody there.
Yesterday, it was empty.
To decorate, only because of the inaccessibility at the cemetery. There is no way you can even walk through the graves to identify the grave of your deceased loved ones. Difficult.
I'm told that some of our brothers and sisters are using the place for living. They are dwelling at that place permanently.
Of course, disadvantaged youths, the one we call Zogos, they're all living there. And during the Ellen Johnson administration, Anthony, there were plans to have that cemetery relocated, but it did not materialize on grounds that, that place is historic. And the senators on Capitol Hill then denied that. They said that place was identified. In fact, it was enacted, like I said earlier on, by the legislature. So there was no need to have the cemetery relocated. So what the Saliva administration did was to erect a fence. Erecting a fence even make it more dangerous.
Yes.
I mean, so it's no use, actually. Imagine.
How guarantee is a fence?
Somebody told me yesterday, some people went there to dig up the bones of their deceased relatives to have it buried somewhere else. Because almost like going there now is a waste of time. You will not find your grave.
Yes.
And the place is inaccessible. You can't even sail through easily. This is talking about identifying the graves of your deceased loved ones. I mean, it was so bad. And the forest has taken the entire cemetery.
Of course. Yes.
We just thought to say that in passing, folks. Our guest is already here. I'm told we will usher him in very shortly.
Yes.
But let's get a few bars of the theme song. And then we usher in Adam Dempster Dempster is a human rights investigator. We're going to talk human rights issues on the first segment of the show.
Right.
And then, like we told you, Bishop Konto will join us at 5. It's going to be on the second and final lap of the Hard Talk on ABC Radio.
And so today
105.1.
presentation is very fascinating. Will be very fascinating because you have Mr. Dempster who will throw light on human rights issues. And so Bishop Konto coming to talk politics and other national conversation. Also is a firebrand intellectual, a bishop, well known.
Yeah. Okay.
We're taking a break to be back.
All right. Welcome back, folks. This is the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. We are the official voice of Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation. We're beaming live and direct from the corner of Brown Buchanan Streets in the heart of the city, Monrovia. Well, we have our guest already pretty seated in the studio. He's Adamant Dempster. Dempster is an independent human rights investigator. He's here as we talk about the rule of law and other human rights issues in the country. Dempster, it's a pleasure. Good to have you on ABC Radio. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing great, and of course, good to be for the first time. Or
I think it's the first appearance on ABC Radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think anything I have to do with the press, I'm not new today.
Okay.
So we are good friend of the press, and independently now you can criticize us, you can comment our work based on the quality and what we produce. So but good to be here. And now you said being some time, yes, I've been traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Between 2022 to the end of 2022, I've been away in and out.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Great.
yeah.
How's the commission, the Human Rights Commission?
So unfortunately, I'm not working with the commission. So I work with besides being an independent human rights investigator, I head the Civil Society Human Rights Advocacy Platform, which is a network of human rights, conglomeration of human rights groups, that coordinate human rights, discuss human rights, advocate, promote human rights consciousness across the country and around the world as well.
Great. Well, Adam, good to have you. I'm hoping that we can have a fruitful conversation between now to 5 o'clock.
Once it's human rights, I'm open.
So you are an investigator, and we talk about investigator. We're talking about human rights issues. So let's get that in context. You are an investigator.
So human rights entails and has a lot of different components.
Okay.
And of course, that has investigation is just one aspect of it.
Okay. So let's start off with this. Maybe we listen to you for just a minute or two or three.
Right.
Tell us Liberia's status in terms of human rights report.
So it's important that the human rights has led up and continue to light up within our country context. And of course, human rights is a global concern, global international issues that all countries, that is all continents on the face of the earth, are adhere to, ensuring that in much you have human beings and they are alive
their rights, and of course the basic services that has to do with them enjoying those rights are accorded on a daily basis.
Okay.
So that is political, religious, color, race, tradition, or tribal. No. So when it comes to human rights, it applies at all levels. So you don't want to give one group of people preference over the other people, and then that you leave one group of people in a low class state and consider other people in a different class. Though we know there are classes, standard that the world go by. But when it comes to human rights, we erase all of what has to do with class and consider everyone as human, and they should be treated equally. And of course, the basic human rights that is accorded, they enjoy them equally without race, color, tribe, political affiliation, religion, or whatever. So to draw a line from a liberal standpoint, those are the things that should happen for us. So for instance, if you're giving electricity, everyone within Liberia should have access to electricity.
Okay.
Though we know it will take time to reach them. If we're talking about water, everyone should have access to safe drinking water. So there shouldn't be one group of people enjoying one cell of life and other people not enjoying. So, but within Liberia, there are a number of human rights things that we're going to talk about, human rights issues, where we made some significant progress and where we still find ourselves below the belt and we need to make progress is kind of a concern. But in the general context, the issue of human rights, and I can say no country is free 100%, but to the extent of improving the human rights situation on the ground is a concern of the citizens and the international community. So when the people's lives are not improving, you can play around that. You can lie about it because the practical analysis will show that things aren't right in the country. So there's no way that you want to come and try to make up story. There's nothing about making up story when it comes to human rights issues.
You
I was
don't,
just
you
about
don't,
to
you
ask
don't
you.
mesmerize human rights issue. In short.
Say,
You don't mesmerize human rights
no,
issue.
you can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Okay.
It's about equal opportunity, equal enjoyment. So one group of people can be enjoying, other people not enjoying, then you say all is well.
The Human Rights Advocacy Platform is in collaboration with several international human rights organizations around the world.
Precisely.
I was just about to ask you, Mr. Dempster, what is our status in terms of human rights in Liberia? What are you getting?
So on different level of human rights, if we analyze human rights not just in passing, you want to analyze human rights in context.
Okay.
That is looking at the different human rights reference to the conventions on Pacific human rights. So when it comes to civil and political rights, that is under the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which gives citizens the right to take part or participate in decision making. It's one great area of human rights that you don't want to take away.
Okay.
Freedom of expression, freedom of association, freedom of the press, civil liberty. Those are basic rights that fall under civil and political rights.
Why is Liberia on those rights?
So we still find ourselves, I would say, in a greater extent because the last election we held was what? It was a batch election in Lofa, right?
Yeah.
And of course, experts would say, to some extent, you will not get 100% that it was a full-grown election process that you said it was fully. It was free and fair, though there were some skirmishes. There were complaints that came out for some people who came from Lofat that go to commute in Guinea that were not given the opportunity to come back and vote, which was against the human rights as well, because you found out that more people go to Guinea to do market.
Okay.
And then in between there, they will go and do their business, others sleep and come back. But their domicile is in Lofa. You understand? So during the election period, most of them that were out there returning back to Lofa to be able to cast the ballot, they were stopped.
Is that why you investigated?
So that's one aspect, because we had a monitoring team that went to Lofa.
Okay.
And not just an independent, just one, but it was a joint monitoring team that went in there.
Okay.
And there's also, there was this huge presence of security apparatus. You understand? Initially, maybe you're deployed a week or couple of time ahead before election. And citizens, informing citizens right to know, right to be informed. Those are all the basic human rights that should not be hidden from people. If there's a process that is going to involve, is going to take up, it's good for you to put citizens on their light so that they'll prepare and govern themselves. You understand? So in the context of that, that was also another aspect that people see a huge presence of security apparatus, most especially in the rural area like that. It was a sense of panic. But again, because you needed to protect the environment for election, these are additional things that were raised, by our monitors that went in.
Okay.
You understand? But going forward on the issue of civil and political right to participating in decision making and election, right now where we find ourselves, because we're moving towards the 2023 election, there is so much concern around those human rights as to how the election process is going to be. First of all, you find out that we have had a census report that have come up, which is just not a census for this election, or it should not be just for this election, but it should be used for development purpose. You understand? There should be this aggregating different, structure of the society when it comes to race, the gender disparity, persons with disabilities, women groups. You understand? School going, rural populations to urban. All these are important for statistics, not just for election. Okay. So again, going back to the current population threshold for certain county and looking at the year in between as to whether we can be able to verify, because releasing the report is one thing, and contesting the report in terms of follow-up on what have been released as a census report is also good to verify. Verification is not any way that you are saying that the process is fraudulent, but also as a way of verifying as to what they have presented is accurate.
What is your platform positions with regards to the census report?
So we cannot say, without making verification and testing the threshold that come out on the census, then we can make a statement. But until then, it is important that when the report comes all of that, there can be a follow-up to be able to cross-check some of those different areas, the kind of threshold that is coming from those places, to be able to verify. They allow us to either concur or not concur with what is in the report. That is something that you cannot rule out. And experts will appreciate that, because it tells that you have done excellent work, you have done incredible work, and you should take credit for what you produce. So until then, those are ongoing concerns.
From your explanation, you did not clearly say whether Liberia is improving.
So we come back to that. I was doing analysis, because I said we cannot just make a blanket statement that human rights in Liberia has improved. But I would say, if you ask me from the human rights lens, you understand, we are making progress. If I say making progress, it's that there are other human rights issues that we are still lacking behind, and there are some other areas that we're making some improvement.
What are those areas?
I'm coming back. So we go back to the prison. You got an overcrowding prison, situation in the country, not only in Monrovia. I know the Monrovia Center prison, the number of persons that should be, the population for Monrovia Center prison initially should be 374, but now you got over 1,000 plus persons in there. And just in recent time, the Minister of Justice was just saying that there was no food for inmates. So that is alarming. Under the Nelson Mandela rule for prison, there should be a maximum standard. That standard that is being placed for upkeep of prison, the protections of prison, the person in detention should be respected. That is, you should have on a daily basis basic services, that they can have food, they can have light, they can have water, and then the condition within the prison should also be a condition that will protect the need of inmates that live or that stay in those prison facilities. But unfortunately, we have challenge, and we continue to face challenge around those areas. Just 2 days ago, the prison warden from Tottenham was telling a very close colleague of mine that they don't have rice in the Tottenham prison to feed inmates. It's a serious human rights concern. You understand? So other countries can also attest to what I'm saying when it comes to the issue of prison. But moving away from prison, there are other areas of human rights concern.
Okay.
One of the areas that we want to highlight and be strict about is the issue of security and protection.
Okay.
If a country that there should be no form of fear, intimidation, or threat for any member of the society or people that live within your country. This is where you test the rule of law, because you talk about rule of law initially. The strength of the rule of law is for the law to govern the people. It's for the law to act for the people. It's for the law to regulate how the people operate in the country
Without fear.
without fear of favor.
Okay.
And it should not be a law against the people, but it should be a law for the people that will protect, you understand, both the Constitution and all other laws that are enacted to protect the sovereignty of the country, the people of the country, so that they can be able to govern themselves within the confines of the law. But anything other than that, when the rule of law comes to a compromise, there is a serious human rights concern. So the issue of insecurity is also of a concern. So I had the opportunity to speak with Francis Woolard on his election platform, and we're talking about crimes in our society.
Okay.
I know sociologists will say that yes, crimes are inevitably avoidable because we still have crime in society, but to the extent of having crime where the citizens live in fear, almost you have criminal enterprise. You can't walk 10 o'clock in the night. You can walk 9 o'clock in the night. Somebody's going to hit on you. Somebody using maybe something to attack you. We should have a security posture that to be able to put stop to this kind of happiness within our society. Then the next thing, the militancy posture in the country is too much for our country. Of course, going towards election, this is not a country that you should just have so much different militants and militant posture within the country that maybe waiting to just take instruction from whoever, whatever institutions or political interests they are representing, they will just move on those instructions. I think it should be regulated. When we're talking about protection, it should be regulated. That's why we have the police, the national security structure should be able to provide those kind of protection.
And you think the issue of militancy is counterproductive to
the way it is being used right now?
Okay.
The way it is being used and portrayed is worrisome.
Okay.
It's worrisome. So knowing Liberia coming from back-to-back civil war, if someone would say rehabilitation took place, I would say yes. But the rehabilitation that took place, I would say, was not sufficient. Because someone who carried arms for 14 years and you took 5 days to rehabilitate them, to what extent can you justify such a rehabilitation program? You understand? A man carried a gun for 14 years.
Right.
Then you have 5-day cantonment process. Disarm him on the first day. The next day, you enlisted him into the cantonment, and you say maybe the remaining 3 days you did counseling and stuff. That's not enough to rehabilitate somebody. You understand?
So
that's why you see.
You think there should be more?
There should be more. We should have programs that. You see, that's one of the problems, or those are some of the problems that we're experiencing right now. We cannot boast of a full rehabilitation program that we say that is satisfactory to have helped rehabilitate the thousands of people who carry arms in this country as a result of the Civil War just in 5 days. That's not possible. A man who carried a gun for 14 years, 5-day rehabilitation, you can be the judge. You analyze that and tell me to what extent we can boast of that. So moreover, we're also looking at other places, other area of human rights in terms of access to justice. Access to justice in this republic, I mean, around the world, it should not be a kind of difficult pathway. People should have easy opportunity to engage the justice system. The justice system should be able to work for them in return. And it should not be a difficult situation. But in this country, you carry a complaint, you have to facilitate the police to be able to effect the arrest.
Yeah.
So it is not the government responsibility to effect arrest. So you that carry the complaint, you have to work with them. And I understand the frustration and the logistical constraint as well that the police face on their own side.
If you are the law of the courts.
That's what we're saying. So these are all human rights concerns. So as a result, you find out some people say we leave our own with God. You know what I'm saying? So on the other hand, when justice cannot be served, people turn into more violence.
Mhm.
In the past, you see people taking the law into their hands.
Right.
Because we have a rigorous, involving justice system that is accelerating on speed. People will not be able to take the law into their hand, because before people move, the security will have putting things under control, and then be able to tell the citizen or who affected group that we have things under control. But in the absence of that, people get frustrated and they tend to take the law into their hands. So these are all human rights concerns. So what we're saying in context that human rights situation on the ground we're improving is that we have opportunity to even sit on the radio to speak openly.
Okay.
You understand?
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
Right.
Unless you may not have opportunity to come and speak on some strong human rights issues. So automatically we can say, oh no, the human rights situation in countries is so low. And as time go by, things gradually will fall into place. When those things that are not in line with human rights norms and practices, we raise advocacy around them.
And so you think there's a need to improve the space for more access to justice?
Access to justice, more than even improving the space, we need more concentration on the issue of access to justice.
Okay.
Can you imagine just in Morovia or in Macerado, we're facing some challenges, serious challenges. And what more in the counties? A colleague of mine, some of my staff came from the rural part of Liberia, that a magistrate had to even be the one who will serve. He has his own way of detaining people.
Okay.
Because there's no way that there is no facilitated neither detention center, or maybe it's taking 4 to 5 hours to get to a detention facility before he can turn the person over. So in the context of his jurisdiction, of someone who is a person of interest, he can't let that person go. So he had to create his own way of keeping that person so that they will be able to get that person to come.
Whether against the person will
or not.
not.
So these are all in this modern era we're saying this.
Okay.
So like you said, and William, about access to justice, we need to go beyond just what's happening right now.
Okay.
In the rural era, it's a serious situation.
There is a concern that justice is not for the poor. Do you also hold that belief?
No, I think that myth continues to live on with us, because when the justice system fails to work for everyone,
Okay.
you understand?
Considering our system.
Mm-hmm. Because people may invade justice by way of power position.
Okay.
That they will take telephone and call maybe a police commander and say, hey, that person is my interest. Whether the person should use that wisdom of the law to be able to investigate such case and then send it forward for prosecution. That one telephone call could just erase that entire investigation.
And don't you think?
And that has happened in our society.
And don't you think
that people will go scot-free?
Don't you think it is another way of agreeing that justice is not for the poor? Because
no. So what happens is that people continue to live with that that justice is not for the poor. Justice is for everyone. But the way in which
in a case where I am denied.
Yeah. So the thing is, I agree with you.
Okay.
Because even going back to representation, the public defender that should even represent his or her client, you understand, sometimes they will make requests. Though the government is going to pay them,
right?
They ask you to give something up front. And even where you cannot be able to live up to that, whatever happened to your case, you know, so they still go back to that saying that justice is not for the poor. And because the way in which we have seen the justice system ruled in our country to a greater extent that if you're not strong, the ruling will go against you. You understand? So that belief still continues to live on because the way it has been played out in our society. But in the actual truthness of justice, justice should be for everyone. Justice should serve for everyone, regardless of their standing, regardless of their status. Once they come to the chain of justice, that's where you have the Mona Lisa with a veil, that justice is blind. So whoever comes to justice, justice should be able to work for you. Justice should be able to serve for you. But unfortunately, that is not what happening here because people may add dollar sign to justice issues. People may add power to justice issue. People may add their position and their influence because I'm friendly with the minister or I'm friendly with a top person in government. I will do any harm and go free. and sometimes it play out, in their favor. So those who now justice will not work for will automatically say, yeah, justice is not for the poor. But only because people have been able to mainstream and compromise justice.
You're listening to Hard Talk is on ABC Radio 105.1. Our guest is Adaman Dempster. He is an independent human rights investigator. Well, my name is Anthony. Theo Williams is also here. We're still talking more human rights and other national issues with respect to the rule of law. Let's look at Liberia. Many persons, the last time I read something at the end of 2022, Liberia is ranked 112. Unless in the past year, Liberia was somewhere around 100, but less than 112.
Mm-hmm.
Today, Liberia is ranked 112 on the Human Rights Index with respect to rule of law.
Mm-hmm.
What is your take? What is happening?
So all countries will strive for excellence, no matter how difficult situation may look like within your country.
Mm-hmm.
But we believe from a human rights perspective, government that sign up to human rights standards, human rights principles should strive and do everything in their work to improve the human rights situation on the ground.
Okay.
When you refuse to implement or you renege to implement human rights principles and norms that will improve the human rights of the country for the citizen, then of course you fall below the belt. That's how the different rankings come. When you start improving, you fall within a rank that automatically people will clap for you, people will see your efforts. But once you're not making those commitments, those efforts to get things done, people won't be able to give you a scorecard to please you because you are a beautiful country or you are a strong country. No. Let's see, for instance, if we're doing specific analysis on prison,
Mm-hmm.
right now you can rank Liberia, with a good scorecard on prison issues. I can say that.
Okay.
Our prison is challenged. The detention facilities in this country is challenged. So we need to improve. Then, of course, you can fight for good scorecard. And what happens most times is just budgetary support to be able to help most of those areas that Liberia is still lacking behind. So the issue of prison, provide food, daily food for people in detention, improve the prison facility, put those necessary facilities that will help the prison to run in line with the Nelson Mandela rule,
Mm-hmm.
the minimum standard that will be on an international standing. Automatically, when you're doing that, you make progress. So what happened now? There's a saying that Liberia in Africa is ranked among the countries that is improving on electricity. I can test it. I was in Sierra Leone a couple of weeks, and I was in Freetown, and I could give you my analysis on electricity run in Freetown. I can see what we have here is much better.
Oh,
I can say that to you.
Really?
I'm not saying it because I'm looking for favor for anybody.
okay.
But what we have here in terms of electricity regulation and the way electricity is being given, regularly, if not the stability, it's not what I saw over there.
Okay.
You understand? So if saying that Liberia is improving on the electricity side, I can say to considerable, position, I do concur with that.
But you see some disrespect to rule of law.
But
Considering
rule is
that
challenged.
Liberia is ranked 112 among 140.
But rule of law is challenged here.
Okay.
You understand? Rule of law remain an area of major concentration.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
I can tell you when we say rule of law, not just going to the police station alone. You drive 10 o'clock in this town, you will see that this country, from Broad Street to maybe ELW Junction, except Vamoma, maybe you'll see a checkpoint. But Boulevard to here, you won't be finding, you understand? Even on the major highways, before there will be police patrol vehicles moving at night, but you're not seeing those happening now. So we're talking about security. It's just not about in the day we see police all, stopping car, checking car, but in the night is the mean time that you want to see whether security is working in this country.
Your institution started a campaign some time ago on the establishment of the war and economic crimes code in this country. Where are we with that now?
So I mean, that campaign still remained very much, and I think within the Liberians' own standing, there is a debate that have not gone down. You sit behind the microphone. People will always talk about accountability. People want to see accountability. People want to see deterrence for the crimes that were committed during the civil conflict. In the absence of deterrence, the posture of people continue to undermine the rule of law. That's why you see people will take the law into their hand. That's why you see people will be very much, disrespectful. And because they have not seen a kind of robust involving justice system that will hold people accountable regardless of their position or their title. We don't have that in this country. You understand? So we are saying from a conflict analysis standpoint or mediation standpoint, after conflict, the conflict issue should be dealt with. That is, investigate the conflict issue of what the TRC did. And those who will go below the belt for having committed crime should be held accountable for the crimes they committed. So this is the only place that we are still grumbling on. What do we do with the wartime crimes that were committed? Other countries have gone.
Security.
So the thing is, first thing when we're discussing war crimes against humanity, those are international crimes. Those are international crimes. And other countries that we've seen that prosecuted war crimes and crimes against humanity, it was the great intervention of the international community.
Okay.
I went to Sierra Leone. When former President Taylor was being tried at the Special Court of Sierra Leone, I was in Sierra Leone most time. And later went to The Hague. Even the day President Taylor was sentenced, I was in The Hague, 11:45 Netherlands time. You understand? That tells you that war crimes against humanity, those are international crimes. And punishment will honor international law. So in the context of that, what we need to do as a country is, because we don't have the sophistication, we don't have the technical expertise to prosecute international crime, that's where we call on the international community
For assistance.
That's all our country need to do if we are serious to address the Civil War era crimes that were committed in this country. The international community, they are more than willing to come forward.
Okay. We want to take some calls before going to the phone lines. Let's get your view on this whole issue with the former Chief Justice, Councillor Gora Mususka. I'm sure you've been following.
Yes.
Too many accounts from all sides, accusations as well. What is your position?
So when the issue of Councillor Scott, the attack on her life, came about, we issue a statement.
Okay.
And our statement came from the background of she, according to her testimony, approached the Ministry of Justice twice. That the first, the second time she informed the Ministry of Justice. You understand? If the Ministry of Justice or the police instituted any measure, I think we have deterred, you understand, for the terror attack, whatever you may call it.
Okay.
Because we know things, people, there are different discourse that is coming around this whole Gloria Scott issue right now, which we're also studying as well. Okay. So what we're seeing is that from a human rights perspective, so normally when we speak from the human rights perspective. And that would tell you that we from the human rights community, we keep our intervention from a human rights law perspective, so that when we make a statement, we quote that human rights aspect. So what we say was that no member of this society, citizen or different nationality in this country, life should be a threat at any time. No time someone should be put on a threat, or their life should be put to threat by anybody in this republic. So the right under Universal Declaration of Human Rights, right to security, right to life is number one. The right to life of everyone should be ensured by the government, because the government is the duty bearer. The government is responsible to ensure protection for all of its citizens and people that live within the borders. So when one report threat to life, the government should step in immediately.
Okay.
Then moreover, right to security and personal security, the government also is responsible. That is why they say don't take the law into your hand. No matter how the situation may appear, let the government be able to step in. So that's what we expected when Councillor Scott complained that she informed the Ministry of Justice the first and the second attack, the government should have moved. It would have turned whatever would have been termed as a terror attack had the government made any move. If the government can come back to us and say that and tell us that they made moved, then of course, then how come the terror attack took place? You understand? Happened. It's very serious. So that's why we call in our statement, we call for an impartial investigation. You understand?
Okay.
We call for an impartial investigation from the Ministry of Justice through the Ministry of Justice to police to be able to give us a credible account of what really happened and to Councillor Scott in the home of Councillor Scott and what led to the death of her granddaughter or her daughter in question.
Okay, he's Adama Dempster. Dempster comes from the Human Rights Advocacy Platform. He's also an independent human rights investigator. He's our guest on the first segment of the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 15.1. Let's take some calls. You've been following the conversation. I'm sure all of you who are glued at the moment want to weigh in. And so it is your time now to participate. My colleague will announce the numbers and then we start to take your calls.
And so today we will use the regular orange line and an alternative Lone Star line because there's a little bit of problem with our Lone Star line. So you can call us on 0777 105 100 0777 105 100 0886 840 983 0886 840 983. And just in case you follow us from outside, you want to call, you can call us on our WhatsApp line +231 776 384 912 +231 776 384 912. Or call us on 0777 105 100 0777 105 100 0886 840 983, and you'll be live here on the program. Our guest is Adama Dempster, and we're talking the rule of law in human rights issue. Many a times people we talk more and don't want to even focus on what should be done. Today, he's more or less teaching those of you who have had problems with human rights. So let's hear from you this afternoon. Let's hear from you 0777 105 100 0777 105 100 0886 840 983 0886 840 983. Those of you following on social media, the numbers are pinned on the screen. You want to call us on WhatsApp, call us on +231 776 384 912 +231 776 384 912. You'll be live here on this radio. I was just about to ask you this question.
You asked.
Okay.
There's another aspect of the rule of law that need to be, talked about. That is, there are a group of people who normally, when they either get a case or there's a dispute or some happening between they and another person, and then they take the case to court or police. Once they see you are placed in jail, they turn their back. And they say all they want to do is that they want to prove a point that they can put you in jail to tell you that yes, you can mess with them. But lodging a complaint or file a complaint with the police, and of course incarcerating oneself, does not bring final justice.
Okay.
You understand? That is, you have to work with the police down the line to the court where the justice process will take its course. And if the person is found guilty, then they can be either convicted. So that required oneself, who is a complainant, to help the police or the court to ensure that they provide testimony. And of course, all that will lead to the judge rendering a judgment at the end of that identical case. But in Liberia, most people, once they complain and the place should be handed by, they turn their back. And as a result of that, more people are languishing in jail because the witness cannot come, the complainant cannot come. And at the end of the day, when the police or the court release those people, then they say, oh, there's a compromise, or the court have taken money. So that's one area that we also want to emphasize under the rule of law. So first-hand complaint to the police and incarceration is not a final judgment when it comes to respect for the rule of law. Because the rights of those accused, you understand, until it is fully adjudicated and they are found guilty and convicted, then of course you will say they are the one who committed the crime.
We are a couple of months away from the elections in October this year. I'd like to know from you how prepared is the human rights platform, the advocacy platform, as we go about these elections in our country.
So, I mean, it's important that we talk about this because, in fact, today we had a joint meeting, coordination meeting at the United Nations.
Okay.
So, between the UNDP, IOM, and of course, the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights, the United Nations, they are working with civil society and human rights grouping on a project that is titled Promoting Peaceful Election, Promoting Peaceful Electoral Environment and Community Security in Liberia. That is before, during, and after the election. How civil society and the human rights community can work within the period to promote peaceful electoral environment. That has to be done with civil society working with the security apparatus. That is all of the national security apparatus, the police, border security, that is LRS, and of course all the different security apparatus, so that we can work towards police rule, the rule of national security in election, void of violence. You understand? And of course also working with other stakeholders within the country alongside with election commission to regulate and lay out a hearings pattern that all persons taking part in election will adhere to the direct instruction of the National Election Commission. Now, no other person has the absolute authority other than the election will adhere to the direct instruction of the National Election Commission. Now, no other person.
Well, sorry.
So that engagement is ongoing. So at the level of our platform, there's going to be a couple of consultations, national consultation with different stakeholders. We have another aspect that has to do with working with the press, the media community. How independent will the media community be in the election is something that's very important, because we learned from the last election when some media outlet vis-a-vis. They may be owned by.
Let's hold you there to pick this person. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. This is ABC Radio.
Good afternoon. You're live on ABC Radio.
Like Wakokiri.
Yeah, you're speaking to Wakokiri. Currently, I'm in Benson Street, religiously monitoring ABC Radio, following the broadcast.
Okay.
First, I want to say thanks and appreciation to the management, especially our hardworking manager, and also a senior media mentor in the name of King Williams. Their very hard work and contribution towards the discussion, especially making Liberia better.
All right, Michael.
My attention has been drawn to the mysterious killing of the former justice daughter, which to me, as a journalist and a human rights activist, I see that as an early warning sign to rectify for chaos.
Okay.
And I want to advise our government humbly that this thing should not be occurring in this country, because Nigeria is far from this thing. You know, we don't want anything that will spark a violence or conflict in this country. I want to move on with development in this country.
Okay.
So, like Honorable Adama Dempster, I know him very well. I talked to him several times. He go to Kakata with a forum. I want them and other civil society organizations to galvanize effort and to probe serious investigation into the mysterious killing and other Twitter to the public. And if they do that, definitely we put forth to the too many.
Thank you.
I don't know, the public describe it as a ritualistic killing for personal gain. So we want to advise the government, please, for the sake of peace and development, let them distance themselves far from those things.
Thank you. Thank you.
Those are the things that will have violence, and we don't want any violence in this country. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Al Jazeera, thank you so much. Yeah. He's our man in Margibi County.
Yeah. So I think we work with a couple of them. So just to tell you how diversify our work, continue to go on. So when we hold those kind of consultation in the county, we invite the media, the local media. So like I said initially. So the project has actually been looking at early warning issues that have to do with hate speech. That is, we're going to have another aspect that will work with political parties and politicians.
Okay.
Conscientizing them to be peaceful, remain peaceful during the election, and they and their supporters as well. So there'll be a lot of different consultation to really bring people to that point of going to the election in a peaceful manner. But at the same time, from a human rights-based approach, we'll monitor human rights in election, where we found that things are not meeting up with human rights norms and practices, we report those issues as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. He's Adama Dempster, an independent human rights investigator. And he also, from the Human Rights Advocacy Platform, he's been our guest on the first segment of the show. And it's been a wonderful conversation. Dempster, let me thank you very kindly for adhering to the invitation.
I'm always open, except maybe if I'm not around the borders, but I think we always want to work with the media, like and William, with what is happening right now and that's going to happen during the election. Our work with the media are going to be more effective. That is the only way we can communicate and advocate on a peaceful elections, peaceful environment, and of course, democracy that will to lead to getting Liberia flourish in a better way. So we look forward to engaging more and remain very much in contact with you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
It's narrow. Teeth and tongue can fret, but it can stay eat fish and cookies together. You from the other side, I on this side, we can stay dance together. Let's come together, betting the peace. Liberia is all we have. Oh. Yeah. Ay babu popole, la gloire mon Dieu mo. Ay babu popole, la gloire mon Dieu mo. The time we take to cause trouble, we should take that time to do something constructive in unity. Mama Liberia need us. Mama Liberia.
And this is the peace song here by Naro. It's a nice music. It's on ABC Radio 105.1. The program is Hard Talk. My name is Theo Williams. My colleague Anthony is here. And generally we
when you get on your knees to pray,
bring you this presentation until 6 this evening.
When you get on,
I'm told our next guest is here, Bishop P. Menasa Konto, the bishop of the mission for today, Holy Church in the borough of Niku Town. It is also Montserrat County District 16 representative aspirant. We'll be talking district politics on the second and final lap of the show. So please keep glued to the Hard Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. Congratulations in advance to Oman Saliv and Fatu Rogers. Yeah, tomorrow they both staff will be celebrating their birthday.
Yes, they're celebrating their birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, what a coincidence. I mean, we have two persons here tomorrow celebrating birthdays.
It's a good thing anyway.
Yeah.
We have two of our staff celebrating. But anyway, we're going to join them to celebrate anyway.
Yeah. You get gift for the people?
Anything can be given. We'll dedicate a show to them tomorrow.
All right, so let's take feedback of this song as we usher in our next guest, Bishop P. Minister Kanto. This song sounds patriotic.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's come together. Let's sing the peace. Liberia is all we are. The love we have for each other. It's time for us to show it. Put aside the tribalism, put aside the criticism. Yeah. Let us work together and move the country forward. When mama and papa not happy, the dishes can be empty. When mama and papa ain't here, the children can be happy. That's what we want for Liberia. That's what we need for Liberia. That's why I pray for Liberia. That's why we pray for Liberia. Let's come together. Let's sing the peace. Liberia is all we are for. Let's come together. Let's sing the peace. Liberia is all we are for. Live music. The elephant. Let's come together. Let's sing the peace. Liberia is all we are for. Ay babu popole, la gloire mon Dieu mo. Ay babu popole, la gloire mon Dieu mo. The time we take to touch trouble, we should take that time to do something constructive in unity. Mama Liberia need us. Mama Liberia need us. Yes, stop it to my head. It can benefit us when we pray for each other. We will succeed. When we come together as one, we will succeed. When you get on your knees to pray, put Liberia there. When you get on your knees to pray, put Liberia first. Atateng in a quan. Abama Yambo, by Labua Jipa. Let's stop undermining one another. Put our interests last. Put Liberia first. Let's come together. Let's sing the peace. Liberia is all we are for. We don't want a palava. We don't want a halala. We don't want a palava. We don't want a confusion. Let's come together. Let's sing the peace. Liberia is all we are for. Teeth can talk and fret, but they can still eat fish and cookies together. You from the other side, I'm on this side, we can still dance together. Let's come together. Let's sing the peace. Liberia is all we are for. The love we have for each other, it's time for us to show it. Put aside the tribalism, put aside the criticism. Yeah, let us work together and move the country forward.
When mama and papa not happy, the dishes can be empty. When mama and papa ain't here, the children can be happy. Now what we want, all our people. Now what we need, all our people. Now why I pray for all our people. Now why we pray for all our people. Let's come together.
His name is Nara. He's making his contribution on the program. It's wonderful Thursday evening. It's already 11 minutes past 5 o'clock. Welcome to the second and final lap of the show. We have our guest already in studio, and he's none other but Bishop P. Menasa Konto, Bishop of the Mission for Today Holy Church in the municipal borough of Nikri Town, and he's also Montserrat County District 16 representative aspirant. He's here to talk about district politics. Bishop Konto, welcome to ABC Radio. How are you today? Good to have you on this evening.
Thank you. I'm great. I'm fine. Thank you for the invite.
How's the church?
Church is doing pretty well by the grace of God.
And how's the district as well?
Well, the district is doing well. The people are hopeful, believing and trusting God, and things will get better by the grace of God.
Hopeful for your victory or what?
Exactly so. They are yearning for true leadership. Yeah.
All right. Before we get into district conversation, I'd like to bring this to your attention and probably get your views on it. I'd like to read this. It's from one of the pastors we have in the country. He wrote a piece on Decoration Day. As you may know, yesterday was Decoration Day.
Mm-hmm.
He says, why are we shutting down cities of the living to honor the dead? Why set a day to honor the dead and decorate grave sites instead of decorating our homes and communities? Giving a particular day to reference the dead is a spiritual indication of a dark day in our nation. He referenced Ecclesiastes 9 verse 5 that says the dead is nothing and they have no more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. Do you share that view? You think we should not celebrate Decoration Day? It shouldn't be a national holiday in our country?
I think the word celebration is what I may have problem with, but I think there should be a day set aside to commemorate the dead for their positive contribution and impact to society. It is not basically about them, but the legacy they left behind.
Okay.
And setting a day aside to remember what they have done, and then copy from those good legacies they left behind. I think it is laudable and commendable. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So we know everybody has his or own view about issues, but even in the Bible, the Jewish people, they honor their dead. Yeah. Yes, when Jesus Christ was crucified, they took him. The reason why they could not give him a proper preparation about it was the eve of the hard day, which was the eve of the Sabbath. So they buried him, and the next day the women decided to go there and give him the proper preparation that he should have gotten. So it means even the Jewish people, they respected their dead and gave them their proper place. So as a nation doing that, I don't think there's anything wrong with that in my mind.
So that means you have an opposing view to that.
Yeah, the thing is, it is not just going to clean graves. I don't think we should have our cemetery desecrated, people dedicated and what have you. The only problem I have is that you go and clean a place on a particular day, and that very night, people when you say as don't be inside and what have you. I think those who own those places, they should have them fenced. When it is clean, it should remain fenced where people can go and sit and have a sober reflection of their dead and what have you. But now, if you visit those very places that are clean yesterday, you go there to it's a complete different thing. That's the only disappointment that I have concerning it.
Okay, great. My colleague will begin a conversation as we talk district politics.
And so before we go to district politics, Bishop Konto is a sedition. I want to say sedition by ID card. I mean, yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, Bishop Konto.
What you're saying is something.
He's Bishop Konto is a sedition.
Are you sure that?
He's a member of the Congress for Democratic Change. And so, whether his Congress for Democratic Change membership enters the Coalition for Democratic Change, well, he's going to speak to that. Yes. So, Bishop is here. He has been here since the election of President George Weah, the 2017 election he participated in. The last seat lost to Representative Sibo. I want Bishop to let us know 5-6 years going now with the CDC government. How is it with them? What is the performance, Bishop, if you were to grade the CDC government performance?
I would say I have been asked this question in many studios, and I gave the government 60. There are lots to be done. Give them 60 because there are a couple of things that they are doing. For me, I frown on people who go in studio and say, well, the government has not done anything at all. They have tried, but I think they have to do more. In the area of education, they are trying education. Today we have student fees being paid. We have students in tertiary education, school, how they call this, institutions.
Yes.
From the public sector. We see government trying to take care of that. We also see that there are teachers that are on standby. Someone have been included. But with all that, we see many children stay on a school because of the bad economy. So they are trying with roles, but the roles that we see being constructed are not roles that are in many views that are contributing towards the economy of the country. The government talk about the southeastern role, which today, if you those are having a guest, my convention delegation coming from Sando, it's a challenge to get to Moravia. You go to Grand Cru and all those places, it is a tough time to get there. But we see some gains being made when it comes to community roles and what have you. And some of the roles that are being considered in the hinterland, some of the roles are roles that were already earmarked by the past regime. Funds were made available and what have you. Like, I know many times I hear people say this person has to be in power before they can continue this job. It is not true. We should not be carried away by that. Government is continuity. President Tolbo started it. Part of the thing I saw Samuel doing are things that he met in office already designed and programmed that want to carry on. The same thing with President Eddie Johnson Sirleaf. The only thing I see with someone is that they come and see a project that has been done by previous government, they leave it, and to see the person using their own money to do that project. But that is government money. Okay. So you're supposed to continue that same project. So what we see then doing today, so many roles, like I heard in the tune of one of the past government officials say, so many roles are roles that we earmark, and we already made available funds that are hanging there to be carried. Like the Jiffan Highway, that project was started on President Samuel Doe, and I learned that the Japanese government committed herself to do that role. So even after the Civil War, when President Sirleaf came to office, she just went into the archives and saw that yes, Japan committed herself to do this thing for, and just went after it and re-activated the fire until the rules end up being constructed. So some of the roads that I see them constructing are roads that past government already earmarked and fund was raised and instead of time for that particular road. So if you ask me, the government of President George Manuel, there are a lot that need to be done. We have the issue of security. We had the issue of ministerial debt, which is not strange and happening in other government. But my argument is we should not be saying because it happened yesterday, so if it happened today, we should approve it. The reason why we change government is that we feel that you that come in, you do better than what better than the person that we had before. So there was no need for the lady to leave her husband to take you with the hope that you'll do better, and then you come and start a be hard. They see the first guys to be when she told you, say, but any point used to be you. And let the first know because I told you that give me a better life. Okay. So I'm saying that we should not be saying because this thing happened before, so we should continue with that. So the government has a lot of challenges, and I think the economy could have been number one thing they should work on. But hey, that has just gone now.
In your word now, do you think this government deserves a second term?
If you ask me, my candid and honest answer would be a resounding no. And I get the reason why.
Why?
The reason is, will things improve? Listen to me. First term for every government is their best. If we don't get the best from you for first term, second term, we have no hope. Why? Because first term, you are working and trying to impress us to give you the second chance so that you can improve on what you have done. But if your first term is this way, what a hope that we have. It's like a guy, I'm a marriage counselor. I tell people, if the guy and you are in the dating period or courting period and he is treating you this way, what hope do you have that he will change after people get married? So in my mind, I get one question. Will things improve? Jiffan and my brother, this country is tough. It's tough. If there's anyone beyond tough, we can use it, because I know as a philanthropist, I know what I go through on a daily basis. So in my mind, if we're not getting investors coming to improve the economy, where we can have a bread and butter issue being taken care of. Yesterday, I visited a few communities, and I heard a person in Bishop Kondo, this coming election will be the election that will witness the highest number of invalid votes. I said, why? They said we'll go in there and just cross everybody, because we feel that nobody will help us. So we're not. So I said, well, then why waste your time getting the lunch? They will just go there to support them. I said, no, you support yourself. Why? Because they feel that things are tough. So in my mind, I don't think they deserve second term.
Even the church things are tough as well.
And then pastor or bishop now sit on his platform and tell you that his offering or her offering and tithe are still the same. Then maybe they are living on different planet, but not in Liberia here. I'm telling you, because if the people who are in if the people in the community, in the society don't have it, they won't pay. Listen, I was sitting here. If you look at our time record and offering record, it has dropped dramatically. We have to cut and paste now. There are things that we should do. We cannot do them because no money coming to the church. Because people try to pay the and just go to church. When they get to church, after offering, they say, Bishop, my way. So maybe somebody come and pay you $50 that are going to church, then they need almost $400 to go back home from you. So it is tough even in the church as well.
It got me laughing on this one. Anyway, it's not bad. Just intended to spice up the program this evening. As you drive home, take it easy. Just keep glued to ABC Radio 105.1. We are the official voice of Atlantic Broadcasting Corporation. We are beaming live and direct from the heart of the city. I'm talking about the corner of Brown Buchanan Streets in Monrovia. Let's get to the crumb of what we call the Bishop here for today, Anthony.
Okay. So, Bishop, let's go to district number 16, West Rada County, where you contested twice. How is that district?
The district is the same. One of the responsibilities of a leader is to solve problems. I said there are two aspects to leadership. We have the rewards or benefits of leadership. We have the responsibilities of leadership. Many people vie for leadership position based on the idea that when I succeed, I will get some benefits and some rewards and incentives. And many of them, that is what drives them towards leadership, but they don't take into consideration the issue of the responsibilities. Jesus Christ was teaching, and two of the disciples came to him and said, Lord, in the resurrection, one of us want to sit on your right and the other on your left. Jesus said, well, that's a good request, but can you drink from the cup I will drink from? What he was saying to them, to ask for this position, it is not an issue. It can be granted to you, but are you able to take on the responsibility of the position that you're asking for? So there's a 2017, what we saw in the 16, we still have it there. We still have the issue of erosion. We still have the issue of the drainage issue, the issue of sanitation, the issue of Zogo has increased, the issue of unemployment. Everything is almost the same in the 16. You go to the 16, compare the 16 now to 2017, almost the same. The only thing I see there is the housing estate that the president did in Beach and the new market. That's it. We have a police station that our lawmaker said it costs $45,000, which I question 100%, and I have thrown a challenge to anyone that if you give him $45,000, I can give you 3 of those buildings. 3, I give you change. And so I believe strongly that that police station does not represent the money that it is said it will use to build. So the district state has the same problem: unemployment, the increase of Zoco, single mothers. They are not empowered. The youth are not empowered. Education, we all are striving. But up to now, I'm surprised to see a district that is so blessed with industries. We have LEC, we have Mono Liberia, what they call Chloride Factory, we have Beer Factory, we have another company, AMI, right to Symbols Beach. We have all the other places. Now there's not a defined scholarship program running in a district. I'm not talking about personal scholarship run by either the representative or Bishop Kondo or other people, but I'm discussing where we should have because in my platform 2017, that's one of the things that I had. I said we should have what I call district 16 scholarship scheme sponsored by those companies that are in our district. And I believe strongly with the right leadership that people will support that. It is not there up to now. We still have the issue of sanitation in our district, which is a major issue. Yesterday, in the Corner West area, I want to fuel water. We still have the drainages the same way. Dirt are packed there. They will wait until rainy season. Someone come and try to score a protocol, go and want to clean the place. I feel in my mind to solve that problem, those drainages should be concretized, and it can be done. If it happens to Sunnywan, it happens to other places, it can happen to District 16. But again, everything rises and falls with leadership. That's why I'm giving them the right alternative. And Bishop Konto, I said to them, don't try Bishop Konto. Let Bishop Konto do the job for you, and I can do it by the grace of God.
What do you think you are best suited for District 16, to head District 16 as the lawmaker?
Leadership, like I said earlier, it has to do with solving problem. And Jesus said, before you entrust a man with a bigger position, trying with a little. Gentlemen, I took over a church. Everybody in the district knows about that church. My late bishop did his best by the grace of God. He did what he could do, and I took over that church. Today, if you go to Mission Motor Church, you will, without no support from outside, just from within, the meager resources that we receive from time offering and special contribution is what we use today. If you see that place, the place that we took over with just a junior high school today, it can boast of an enviable high school. We have trade school where we are offering 22 courses. We have a nursing school. We have a Bible college, and right there, we have extended and we have branches in other part of the counties that are not there under my leadership. When I took over that place by the grace of God, what we have there today was not there. So I'm saying to the people, leadership has to do with what? Solving problem. If I took over that place and I met people in 6th grade, 7th grade, and someone else said, Bishop, we are no longer going to school, I inspire them. Today, there are other high schools, some are going to college. Why I think I'm the right man suited for the 16? I know what the problems are, and by the grace of God, together with the people, we can solve the problem. Let me tell you one of the good things about the 16. Besides the district being an electoral district, it is a municipality. We have an act that gives us the right to collect our own taxes and manage our own place. Do you know today MCC had to leave from Central Moravian and go to District 16 and help to collect our garbages? It should not be that way. Honor a good leader, a good representative, and the governor working together. We can have our own city police. We can have our own garbage collection team where you can travel across the world and talk to friendly government and bring in front-hand roller, bring in trucks and manage your own place. So the district, if it is managed with the right leadership, you can have a city-state right in that District 16. And I feel with my leadership and the governor, we can make that place a better place to be. But until the right person show up, the place will remain the same.
So, Bishop, I want to know, you talk about the issue of erosion still remains the same. There was a coastal defense project started during the administration of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former president, and President George. We are continuing. How is it that people are still experiencing coastal erosion in Nuclear Town? Are you talking about sea erosion, or are you talking about other form of erosion in District 16? The
project, the Coastal Defense Act that was signed, and under the regime of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the project started where they were trying to protect Detroit. I learned that the engineer that built the port told the government then that if there were no intervention, they still would have carried Nuclear Town up to the swamp. Now, the challenge you have is that the swamp is now being filled in by people and being used as a bathing place. So it means if the sea keeps coming, it will clear the whole place. But under the region of Ellen, they started a project. It got halted. I don't know for what reason. President George Manuel came in and it continued. But today, it has again been halted. And what is happening to our people is that from Popo Beach, from west, part of Fune, they have the rocks placed there. But the other side, going down to the Bahamas, there's no rock. So what is happening today is that when the water comes with force and hit the rock and it cannot go further, it goes on the other side that is open, that opening place. That is why you see all the time during the rainy season time that people are hard hit by this sea erosion. So I'm saying the lawmakers should be able to lobby with the government to complete the project. Guess what, Jiffan? If the project is not completed, what the sea is going to do is that it is going to bypass the rock. Those places that have been protected, the sea will bypass and on the rise and come in. That's exactly what happened to the people on the other side. Now, then look at the drainages in a district. Today, we see those places, it has been used as a dump site. It should not be that way. I walked yesterday to Fear Water, and I said, look, we have huge land here. We need a right leader that will work along with the governor to clean those places and make sure that those places are developed, and we'll have a concrete drainage built there, and people can build alongside that place, and don't use that place as a dump site. Don't use a drainage as a dump site. Have a system put in place where you can collect garbages. But the same issue we had 2011, 2017, we still have the same issue. Go to Bowman's Bridge. When it rains, the water comes from Looking Town, it passes through the train track and come to Bowman Bridge, and that whole place is flooded. So every time there's a rain, you see our people being displaced in the Balaswa area. I am saying there is no problem under the sun with a solution. But what needed to be done is the right person must come. If the right leader does not show up, the problem will remain a problem all the time. So I'm saying to the people 16, stop guessing and start gambling with your life. Look for the man who can do the job, and the man is Bishop Konto.
Another thing, Bishop, just before my colleague comes in, another thing is you are a stakeholder in District 16. You run one of the biggest school there. Today, you talk about the issue of drainage. One of the major drainage or the major drainages in District 16 is right at the back of your school. What have you done in ensuring that drainages in Nuclear Town and District 16 are kept clean to avoid maybe the flooding? You don't have to be representative before you act. That's
true. It is cost intensive. What I have done is, over the years, I have contributed towards the cleaning of the drainages, the Balaswa area, behind my place. I fought my church. It is part of Corner West. I have contributed, and I was saying to them, it's a waste of money. Why? Because they will initiate the project during the rainy season. So in recent time, I went to Corner West and I went to Fear Water, and I said to them, we are putting a brigade together that will start a work now. Because during the dry season, if you clean up the place, you'll be able to go deeper so that when the water comes, it can go through. But when the water is already set in the drainage network, so even some years ago, I working with one Douglas who was the chairman then. We found on redemption, redemption bill over the drainage, that place. So even we had to get people to go on the concrete to clean the place, because if it even clean behind my church and redemption is black, that whole place the water can go. So that year we got people to go in. So what I have done over the years is, whenever the project starts, I contribute. But I'm talking about this office can be used because you have the voice of the people and you have the capacity. As a man of God, like I said to you, everything about us has drops. Our school is empty. In fact, I'm almost running a free school because I gave over $900,000 worth of scholarship in my school. I had to raise that money to pay teachers. So the little that I have, I'm doing my best. But I'm saying to the people, this office can be used to benefit you. So give it to the man who will use it for a good interest. And that's what they've been doing, try and error. So if you ask me what I've been doing, I've been involved. I have never left the district 16 with any project that was intended to improve the district. I've been involved. Even after I lost the election 2 times, I'm still involved with the people in every area by the grace of God.
You are a pastor who wants to be a lawmaker. There are concerns about the church. What happens in the case where you become the next lawmaker of District 16? What happens to the church?
Someone said that the bishop, you gotta stay in the church and do God work. Then I asked the question. I asked the person, "What is your definition of God work, my brother?" There's no other God work than serving humanity. The reason I brought Jesus on earth was to save humanity from sin. So they asked me, "What happened to the church, brother?" The church is not a structure, it is the people. So going to the house of representative or legislature is an extension of my work. Because the church, there are those who see that church and politics are two strange bedfellows. No, they are two good bedfellows. Because one has to do with the welfare and well-being of the people on the earth. The other has to do with the eternity. Guess what? If the people are not cared for here to live well, to get them on our side, because they will easily steal a lady came to my office and said, "Bishop, I just was stealing chicken egg and arrest." I said, "Why did you do that?" She said, "Because it's not easy on me. I stole chicken egg. Why would you want to steal chicken egg?" I'm discussing and added one more. Now, someone will laugh and say, "But why would you do that?" Do you know what I mean? Listen, there are people that are doing some unimaginable things in this country because of where they find themselves. So I'm saying you need the right people that will create what I call the enabling environment for the people to make money for themselves and live a dignified life.
What time will you have to conduct Bible study, prayer meetings? fast and pray and all like that.
The church operate by time. I'm not going to sleep at the Capitol building. Most and beside that, as a bishop, I'm a supervisor of offices. I have pastors. Now I'm here. Today is our deliverance and miracle service. I'm here. I have pastors that are responsible for that. Tuesday is Bible studies. I have a pastor who takes care of Bible studies. Bishop Konto is the supervisor of the branches in the various counties, and I have district superintendent. So what I do is that, hey, I press button. Do you remember where are we? This is happening. This is happening. So I can be right in the Capitol building and still run the church.
So that means you wouldn't turn your back on a church in the case where you're elected.
The thing is about human being
Right.
going to the Capitol building. I'm going to make law, provide oversight, and represent the people that the same people in the Capitol building are the same people in the church. So going to the Capitol building, I cannot tell them about the church, because guess what? When I'm through with the work of making laws, representing, providing oversight, I come back and also guide them spiritually.
But you're a good pastor. Why can't you just remain in the church?
Oh yes, the thing here is that becoming a lawmaker, it is not a crime. Number one, Constitution gives everybody right to vie for any position. And before Bishop Kono is a bishop, is a librarian. So number one, I have the right to become a lawmaker or even a president. So the Constitution gives me that right. Second, being a bishop, it is a call that God has called me. Now, people should understand that in the Bible, we have the priestly anointing, we have the kingly anointing, we have the prophetic anointing. There are people in the Bible that only serve in a priestly, some serve in a prophetic, some serve in a kingly. There are other people who serve in all three. There are some of us who are graced and gifted to serve in both capacities. And I tell pastors, if you don't have what your friend has, don't envy. There are those who say, oh, no. You're not so going to horse. If you're going to hold your chin, your distance. I say, listen, if you've been a Christian, you're going to be good in your church walls. And when you get outside, you turn back, then you're not a correct pastor. Even when you are among the most wicked people, Daniel walked with a pagan king. He made a difference. Joseph walked with a pagan king. He made a difference. So I don't have to be in the walls of the church before I become Bishop Konto. I can be in the hall and sit among people. Listen, Paul preached a sermon called Contact Without Contamination. You can go among them and don't be contaminated, but make the difference among them. So Bishop Kondo can be in the house and make impact in the house and stay in the world of the church and still make impact.
Bishop, the lack of the huge unemployment rate in your district, in District 16, no access to education due to poor leadership, as you tell me in your ward, lack of sanitation, increase in the Zogos rate in your ward also. The issue with erosion. You talk about all of these things. Your district has a representative. The borough of Newtown has a governor. What have you done? Have you recommended? Have you talked to any of them concerning these things?
When Honorable Sibo took office, after he won, as I said, Jeremiah, everybody had to disengage and disarm and look at our lawmaker. We have one now.
Okay.
Because the day the result was being read, it was like from a camp, people were devastated, frustrated, and broken. I was lying in my room trying to sleep, and then at the time you're on the station,
I remember at about 4 o'clock.
Exactly. So you were announcing the result.
You walked to me, you said, Jiffan.
And some people in the room, I didn't know it was later on the comment, they confess. But the call that have come in, I knew that I needed to give the people. I left my bedroom and walked to the studio. I said, all those that supported me, please, there is still hope. Don't give up. When Osibo has won the election and was supporting, Bishop Kono was called to a reconciliatory sport fair. I went there.
And that could be repeated though.
For him to beat me, even in next war, he cannot. Yeah, I'm telling that. Okay, so let's continue. So I went for that tournament. You were there. The tournament was played. And the DDC, the District Development Council, I installed them, and I said to the council, if you people feel us, we'll blame you, because Osibo said he would allow the DDC to operate when it comes to developing the district, and the funding will give it to them. So I turned to and said, Osibo, I'm available. Anything that you need from me, I'm here to work for you. Okay. You ask me what I have you recommended. How do I recommend? The thing is that if you need me, I'm available. And I always said that. Osibo knows that. Yeah, I don't have anything. We don't have no beef between us when it comes to
spoke with Representative Sibo.
When last? I remember when we had this issue of the Federation of Borough Youth, they had this fracas among themselves.
Okay.
I called him. I said, "Oh, we can't be here because I learned that when it was time for the inauguration, some guys were saying they will come and fight each other." I said, "Oh no, we can't stay at this thing happen." So I called and said, "Can we move in?" He said, "Bishop gonna show." And we went for the meeting. He did not show up. I was there with the governor when we sat down, we talked, but he did not show up. So for me, I don't hold anything against Honorable Sibo. It is the people that elected him. So whatever result they get, listen, when it comes to democracy, you make a decision, they live with it.
So I asked the question because your leader might not have seen some of those things you see. You could call him and say, we need to go to Balaswa, for instance. We need to go to Kona West, Funde, and other places to clean the drainages. Honorable, can we do that together? Honorable, the children in our district are not going to school. I understand you run a scholarship scheme. Can we also work on that? Can you send some of them to my school? You want to help your district. The unemployment rate is high. My school is here. There are teachers. Can you send some teachers here you think I can help the students? I think we are working together. You talk about increase of Zogos. Honorable, can we work together, get somebody guy from the street, bring them to the school, let they learn trade? Have you done that, Bishop? He don't have to call you first.
I feel strongly that to him that much is given, much is required. Honorable Sibo is the lawmaker.
He should be the one chasing after you, right?
Yes, exactly so. If I start to pursue him and tell him do this and do that, you think otherwise. Now you talk about the school stuff and what have you. Honorable Sibo has a scholarship program running. I have my own scholarship program running. Recently, I listened to him on the radio, and he was saying that I just want to call and ask and say, "Oh, no, Sibo, the district is divided. You are divisive, or what have you." In answering that question, he said, "How will you call me divisive when I get my scholarship students in schools of my strong opponent, or what have you?" And my school was mentioned in Bishop Kono School. I have students there, and I pay over 200,000. I have come to refute that in the strongest term.
Is it true that he has students?
Oh no, Sibo has only 2 students in my school for academic 2022, 2023.
2 students.
2 students.
How much are they paying?
I asked my registrar, I say 30,000 for the 2 of them. And I call on OTA school. I say, how many students on Sibo has in school? He said 1. So on tier 1,
did you call that a 4 school?
I called that a 4, but did not answer my phone. So I'm just saying that single-handedly Bishop Konto, I run my own scholarship program. There was a year I gave up to $1 million worth of scholarship to the students. Now someone say, but they are in your school. But gentlemen, if I come to you and say, buy me rest, and then you have a rest store, you say, go take burger rest from my store. Have you not solved my problem? You have solved my problem, right?
Of course.
Do you have to give me the money? I want rest. They want scholarship. If I get the money, they will still find schools and send a student there, and I get school.
Bishop, I want to bring you back to this capital building thing. That's the place you want to go.
Yeah.
You want to leave the church and go to the
don't leave the church. Say you want to extend your assignment.
Okay, whatever. You want to extend the assignment.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about this place because it's highly tempting, and it's widely believed that people who are from the church to that particular building, sometimes you get tempted and get into something else. Let's know from you on this radio. This program has been recorded. It's live as well. What kind of commitment? What will be your commitment when you're elected as lawmaker of District 16?
Gentlemen, today is what? The 9th of March 2023.
Yes.
By the special grace of God, I am not an injured.
17 minutes to 6 o'clock.
Please mark this down. Bishop Konto is going to be one of the best lawmakers, and they think it's very simple. And I hope other lawmakers.
Best is relative.
I mean, best in the best term that you can look at. Best in the best.
In terms of representation,
best
oversight.
In all areas. Why? Listen, our lawmakers are responsible for the problem. That's why many of them will not go back. They are responsible. The thing is very simple. We have about 28 communities in my district. My leadership style going to be participatory. I'm going to set what I call a district council, being represented by the 28 chairmen, someone from the elderly, the disabled, the women, the youth, and what have you. What will be the job? Every time I'm going to the capital building, I will sit with them, and then we bring out our projects, our concern in the district. Bishop, these are things that are confronting us. So my presentation at the cabinet meeting will be guided by what they have already told me. Now, if there's any money allotted for the 16, I hear people say that they gave them 30K times 2 for legislative engagement. I'm saying on the radio here, no lawmaker should tamper with that money. That money should go straight in the account of the district, and then the people of the district decide as to how the money should be used. But guess what? The lawmakers will take that money and go and use it their way. They post a legislative engagement. Now listen, you are being paid very well to avoid the people money. Your job is to make sure you provide oversight and use the money. So if you ask what my commitment to you is that any money in the house that passes to the budget for the 16, it will be decided upon by the people of the 16. I'll only sit and manage it.
You will not get tempted.
Gentlemen, the issue, yesterday I asked the one guy asked this bishop, you not change. I said, "Oh, change me." Listen, gentlemen, look at this. What are the things that can tell people? Money.
We've heard that terms of numbers for other people.
Okay, can I ask you this question? Because you were deceived with kind of a US, they're not original US. There's original US. So because someone came and says they're not doing it, doesn't mean we don't have original people. I want the original persons.
Bishop has a clear way of dodging these questions.
Bishop, let's look at another thing, right? There are times that people believe that brown envelope comes.
We have to take some calls, guys.
Yeah, brown envelope comes to allow other things done.
Yeah.
If you maybe should I say opportune or fortunate to encounter a brown envelope, what would you do?
I'll let them know.
Reject it?
I'll let them know what is a brown envelope for. I don't know.
Okay, so
it could be a deal to have something cross.
For instance, when this issue of asylum came about, there was speculations that people receive 50,000
allegedly.
Yeah, with pick up
50,000 with pick up whatever to sign that agreement. If you were in a position, what would you do?
What I'll do is the first thing is that I'm in a house to represent the people, make laws, provide oversight. Now, if an agreement comes in the house, first thing I'll be asking question: what is in it for the people of District 16 and Liberia as a whole? Okay. That's the first thing. So if you send a bill and I know that it is in the interest of the people, there's no need for you to bribe me to sign it because that is what I've been paid for. I'm being paid what? To do that piece of job. But if you think you are giving me the pick up and the money to sign a document that will not impact the life of the people, I'll reject it.
Okay.
Yes.
The man you want to unseat is Dixon Wawulisibo.
Yeah.
He has claimed that he has the numbers and you are no match. He considers you as someone who is matchless. He can defeat you any day, any time.
Okay.
Do you agree or disagree?
What I will see is that there is something called TWT, time will tell. Auto is not behind us, it is before us. And the result will be announced by people right here.
Who's the major contender in that district?
In my mind, the 16 is set to vote Bishop Kondo into power. There are people there working, but I want to say to them, my working was
Robert Tier could be one.
Robert Tier is working. But Robert
Tier, it could be a tongue in your flesh.
No.
So Bishop, among other them, fairness, if you were to think of anyone hampering you, maybe, okay, since you believe that you will win at all cost, let's leave it at that, right? But if you were to put someone in the second place to you, who do you think?
Tier. Sibo is on the way out. Because Sibo's strength into the system, it is not him as an individual. He knows that very well. His strength is the party CDC. The good news is that the people of the system minds are made up to vote for the person that they know represent them, and know that Sibo won't do that. So they love the party CDC. They know the person they're going to vote for, whatever. But when it comes to Sibo rather, it is this is a no-go zone for the people. Their minds are made up. And I'm going to say to you, gentlemen, among those, I hear stations making they carry on opinion pool as to those that return. Sibo one of those that will not return.
Okay.
Bishop Peter Manasa Konto is our guest on this edition of Half Talk on ABC Radio 105.1. Of course, we've been told that this program is also relayed on Encounter Radio 104.9 in Newtown. Of course, if you're just joining us, you're listening to this program. Call us on 0777 105 100 0777 105 100 0886 840 983 0886 840 983 0777 105 100 are the numbers you can call from part of the conversation here on the Hard Talk. My name is Anthony Theo Williams, and I will hear. Let's hear from you. You
We
listen.
want the people of District 16 to call particularly.
Yeah, somebody
Let's
is
go to the
already
line.
on the line.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah, what's the name? Where you call from?
My name is Dalai calling from Logitans.
Go ahead.
You say you're a strong supporter of Bishop Konto?
Hello.
On principle, and if I go away, I'm going to cast a vote for him.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. 077-105-100-055. 086-840-983. Another person is here. Hello. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Moton Kuro, and I'll call you from Nakaya in the borough.
Go ahead.
Okay, I want to say thanks to Reverend Insirio, person of Bishop P. Manasseh Ponto. He has brought enough information to the disco. While it is true, I am a cool man, but Trump. But yes, indeed, some of us have studied and concluded and resolved that in our mind, the district deserves people like Bishop P. Manasseh Ponto.
Okay.
Who will take us from one level to a better level. And so, Bishop, do not be deterred, do not be carried away. The people are still here.
Thank you, sir.
And they need you, more than ever before.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you for having me on your platform.
Thank you, my brother. Do likewise. 777-105-100, 777-105-100, 886-840-983 are the numbers you can call. 086-840-983. Just in case you following us from outside, you want to call us on WhatsApp, call us on +231 776-384-912. Let's hear from you. Basically, those are you in District 16
And
the borough of Newtown.
if what's his name? Dixon Sibo is monitoring this broadcast, who could call as well to debunk some of the things Bishop Konto have said on this radio. So, Anthony, I think you have to take your time to just announce the numbers.
So 0777, that's 777-105-100, 886-840-983. Another person is here. Hello. Hello.
Wow.
Hello.
The president, good evening to you right here. Anthony Jiffan.
Good evening.
Yes, let me say good evening to Theo Williams and good evening to Honorable Bishop P. Manasseh Ponto.
Nimlen Tiapo.
Yeah, thank you for that brilliant revelation, Anthony Jiffan. Okay, for the public, I'm Nimlen Tiapo, the political apostle, and I will join you for one of the most decisive in the plan of district number 16.
Go ahead.
Yeah, then let me appreciate the honorable man in studio. We are saying all, and then I just want to ask, because there's a question I was asked by you, Anthony Jiffan, pertaining to if Bishop was, because Bishop, you have already said that you will win this election, but he said that, and just in case, if you were not in the race, who you think was, and who you think would be second to you, or who you think would be third, and then the Bishop said that he is one of the tier. But I just want to make this as a priority. Bishop calling one of the tier to be, and one of the questions will be best friend. It doesn't mean that they have the ability or the general know-how of the position. One of the tier is given to that. Bishop Kono was only trying to say that.
All right, Nimle, thank you. Thank you, Nimle. But Nimle, thank you. But Bishop himself answered the question. I don't know what you want to answer.
Yeah.
I thought you had everything to say. Nimle, thank you, Divan. Bishop answered the question.
Is that I'm not saying Onotia is best next to
No,
me.
I said if since you said you will win,
yeah,
and nobody going to win you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you were to look among the candidates and find who will come second to you,
Okay.
and you said Robert T.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that is
So
that.
the point he's making is that not that he's qualified to do the job, but he's working. No, we have to be real with ourselves. On we listen. On tell me say Bishop, when you win a this, I don't have problem. We gotta know what you are doing. What happened to us is that Junior coming over to
Do you also have problem with him winning?
if the people love him, the thing is about this thing when it comes to elected position, it is not about your qualification, it is about your working.
Will you not say to whom much is given, much is expected? Are you going to work with him like you're not doing now? Yes.
If Onotia wins the district, for the sake of my people, I'm available. If it calls me, I'll work with him. No problem.
No. If he doesn't call you, but you say some things, like you're saying today, I asked you, have you gone to Representative Sibo to show him some of the things that he need to do? But you say, to whom much is given, much is expected. So let Honorable Sibo cry his own cry.
Let him show me then he stretch the olive branch. Any other person, you show me the olive branch, I'll come to you. If you don't, I keep what I have in me. I do what I should do for my people.
So even if Dixon Sibo wins, it means you still work with him?
Anyone, down to him.
All
Listen,
right.
they think it is about the district, not an individual. That I see it. If you don't win, you stay at yourself. I lost the election, I'm still working with my people.
Certainly. Elections will come and go.
Yeah,
the district remains.
Liberia is the biggest political party.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
Again, let me ask this question. Samuel, we are a young man.
You could still be putting your calls. We still
Yes,
have a few minutes left on the show.
And those of you following online, you can leave your comments. We're going to read them maybe in the last 2 minutes. So, Bishop Samuel, we are a young man, contested 2017, came forth to you, is again coming back. He might go for primary with Representative Sibo. I'm told many of you who are also contesting in the district are praying for Samuel Weah to be defeated by Representative Sibo in the primary so that you have a free ride over the current representative. Do you also in that among those people who are praying that Samuel Weah should?
I fear no soul in our district. I'm not praying for anybody to win primary or not win primary. My focus is I'm going to win the election this time around.
Which party are you contesting on?
By the grace of God, there is one thing I know for sure is that I'm not going to contest on the CDC party ticket because the party does not want me on their ticket. And another thing I can say for sure is that I'm not going to contest as an independent candidate, but I'm going to contest on out of this political party ticket depending on the result of the primary. So it is possible, and I'm believing strongly that the party that will show face on by the grace of God, I'm going to win the primary.
Include your party in comments, please.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm going to win the primary, and I'm going to be the face of that party in the district, and that will be the winning ticket. I'll be flying in the district by the grace of God.
Are you going for primary?
Oh yes,
Which
party?
party?
And that's any party that you see me, I'm going to the primary for that party. In the next 5 days, you'll be hearing news from the district as to where Bishop Kondo is politically.
I'm told you've been engaged by the United Party.
We are deeply engaged. I hold a view that don't stay where you're not being celebrated but being tolerated. CDC does not celebrate me, so I have no reason of being there. The United Party has shown me unprecedented love. So where I'm being respected and honored, I think I can put my place there.
Can you win Robert here in the primary?
I can win.
He has been with the United Party for
it is not how long you've been.
10 years.
It is not how long. It is how well, my friend. It is not how long, but how well. Let me close with this.
Bishop, before you close, are you more popular than other politicians in district system?
Well, you know, Jiffan, if you are analytical, you know that I'm the most powerful, best performing candidate in the district. How? Just look at the ratio. 2011, 4-1 with CDC help. Bishop Kondo came second to 4. 2017, on our civil one with 7,000 plus vote with the help of CDC. On our TI came with 7,000 vote with the help of United Party. Bishop Kondo as an independent candidate came with 5,950 vote with all no party support. Imagine that. So, look at it. Mana CDC from Sibo, Mana CDC from United Party from Rawati. What you be left with? Now 4 you made it on your own. When 4 left United Party CDC in 2017, 4 came down 1,000 plus vote. So their strength have been their political party. So Bishop Kondo plus any serious money party in that district is a plus. Okay. And it's a win.
Thank you.
Panic comment. Good news for the 16. Here's the good news. Something that the current lawmaker or any other person have never done or thinking about. In the next week to come, Bishop Kondo is about to launch the District 16 Rehabilitation Center to rehabilitate our less fortunate and the guys who call Zogo. As I speak now, I have 3 of them now on camp. The next 2 weeks will be coming up graduating, and we find the money to put into business. So, by the grace of God, I have spoken with the head of the rehabilitation center. I say, Bishop, we are going to launch a program in the 16 where we'll have a place to treat your people. So we have found a compound that will be treating our people. So to the old people, our young people whose children are in the street doing drugs, just relax. Bishop Konto is not a lawmaker. He's not eating $5 from government, but he's literally getting from the church through the blessing of God. They're using to bring your children back to life. So the name Bishop Konto is the solution of the 16. Don't waste your vote behind anybody.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bishop P. Menasa Konto, he's the general overseer of the Bishop for Today Church in the borough of Nikutan and also Montreal County District 16 representative aspirant. He's been our guest on the show. It's been a wonderful time. Tony, we have to go. Time is of essence in broadcasting.
Of course.